Test, test. Morning, good morning. What's up, everyone? Hope you all are doing well. Test, test.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Steve, what's up, man?
Not much, man. How are you?
Good.
Good.
So Trump
Cool.
just posted out a Truth Social
Uh-oh.
saying that
No,
if
wait, don't tell me. The war's over.
no, no, if anyone bombs a ship in the Strait of Hormuz, Trump will blow up a bridge or a power plant.
Okay.
Bro, this guy's crazy, man.
I mean, I I don't support like this kind of craziness, but I could tell you one thing. I would not want to be on the other side of this craziness because you really
Yeah.
don't know what's going to happen.
Bro, I tell everyone, Trump is like a mafia boss, bro.
Yes,
He's the
exactly.
boss. You know, it's either his
Right.
way or no way.
Yeah, and very unpredictable. I mean, geez. He either loves you or he hates you. There's not a lot of in the middle. And he could switch. He could hate you and then 5 minutes
Yeah.
later he loves you. Like it's
Literally 5 minutes.
right.
Crazy, bro.
Oh man. Crazy times.
So we'll get started here in a few minutes, guys. Had an awesome day yesterday on SpaceX. SpaceX paid the bills yesterday. We'll get into it.
Jeez. What a bounce. Okay, I won't give any spoilers. But jeez, man. Oh,
Yeah, what an opportunity.
yeah, man. Sick trading. Sick call, man. Really. That was fun.
It's just nice when it works that fast, you know? And the craziest
Right.
part, well, not the craziest part, we made the plan on the free YouTube watch list.
Yeah, and then I think we cut it at 9:30. I hope some of you guys on YouTube at least followed that plan and did well.
So we'll give it another minute and then we'll get started here. I saw you were hanging out with some koalas and some
Jeez.
kangaroos, Steve.
I, I was just thinking about that. I'm gonna post. Yeah, I mean, it was cool because today we went to a place that's more like a wildlife preserve and not like a sanctuary. But so there's no gates, there's no tickets. It's just out in the wild, and it
Oh,
was
wow.
pretty cool, man. Yeah, like pretty cool to see these kangaroos everywhere, wild koalas. I'm gonna post a couple pictures here. There's some big ones, small ones. I didn't know how nice kangaroos were. I mean, I know you see the videos,
So
but they're
none of them
pretty.
attacked you like the camels?
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Steve doesn't mess
Not
around with
yet.
camels, man. Steve, they attack, they want to
Dude,
eat Steve.
they they can be aggressive. So, and God knows I tried. I mean, my wife is like, stop going up to the kangaroos. You know, they're scared or they're going to attack you. I'm like trying to feed them and trying to pet them and stuff. Like, oh, that was pretty much my day. If I see an animal, I'm going to try to hang out. Here's some pictures
Oh
and
wow.
webinars. Yeah, and some of these guys are pretty big, man.
Damn.
But the ones we met were all pretty shy. They're pretty shy.
Damn.
That last picture, that guy's pretty big.
Yeah, they're jacked, dude. What the
Dude,
hell?
tell me about it,
What
man. It's
the?
crazy. Dude, tell me about it. Pretty crazy.
They know how to box. Be careful. That's awesome, man. I'm glad you're having a blast. How much longer are you out there for?
So we'll be out here for until what is it, like August 13th? And
Oh
then we're
shit.
back to
Wow.
California, getting ready for the meetup. Yeah, so a couple more weeks. We're headed up to the Great Barrier Reef on Saturday.
Wow.
So we just got back in Brisbane today, Great Barrier Reef, a place called Whit Sunday or Whit Sundays on Saturday for a couple days. Then maybe Fiji if we could fit in. We want to fly over to Fiji.
Have you
It's like
been
a
to
3 hour.
every single like country yet, Steve?
Dude, it's so crazy because like, you'd think after what, I don't know, 8 years, I guess it's been traveling. You would think that I'd have hit them all and hit all the places and the cities. But the more I travel, the answer is no. The more I travel, the more I realize the world is huge. Like even Australia, I didn't realize it was this freaking big.
8 years traveling is a fucking long time, bro.
It's a long time. Yeah, it's a long time. But a lot of the places I've been like a long time in a few places, 6 months here, 6 months there. But yeah, the world is huge. I mean, even just Australia, I didn't know it was this big, but it's like the size of the US basically.
Sheesh.
It's massive. Yeah, it's massive.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how
So
long was the
working
flight
on
from
it, but
Turkey to get there?
man, it's kind of funny, but yeah, we did not get my wife's visa when we thought we would. So we ended
Right,
up going
right,
to
right.
Scotland first. Yeah, yeah. So then basically we did like, I think it was like 7 hours to Qatar. That was the night that we stayed in Qatar and we had the warnings on our phone that there was a missile or something.
Bro, I was
Then
so
we
scared
had
for you,
like,
bro.
yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. On the only night that we were there was like get alerts on all our phones, like get away from the windows and at like 2 in the morning. We're like, what the hell? So we got out of there. I guess Iran sent a missile or something. And then it was like a 14-hour flight to Sydney from Qatar.
Damn. Crazy.
So it's no joke. Yeah. It's a long trip, but definitely worth it.
Crazy. Let's get started here, guys. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to live trading. If this is your first time on live trading, welcome. We are using the webinars channel in Slack to communicate. The way we structure live trading is pretty simple. We pretty much talk about what's working in the market, what's not working in the market. We build the watch list live and we trade the watch list live. As you guys know, we are streaming live on YouTube every single day. Stream from 9 a.m. to 9:29 a.m. And then we cut off the stream at 9:30 to reserve it for MIC members. So if you are an MIC member, you get to watch us trade live every single day. We've been doing it for years. And, we've made, I don't know, I stopped counting, but probably like on stream, probably like $3 or $4 million, like literally. I have to check my spreadsheet because I've been tracking since, Jesus, it's still going back, September 2023. So almost 3 years of live trading streams in front of everyone. So pretty awesome stuff there. Yesterday we made a plan on SpaceX. The watch list plan that we shared yesterday was potential bounce day, looking for a morning dip toward 120 and 121 for a long bounce. And that's kind of exactly what we got here on SpaceX. So yesterday was an awesome day to trade because we got that 120 to 121 hold, and then we just shot up, $9 or $10 a share. I walked away yesterday with an $8,700 day. As you guys know, I tried bouncing SpaceX as well. I think it was on the day before that. And the day before that, I lost $2,000. So you could see that, I kept my win 4 times larger than my loss. So that's why I don't really care about some of these losing days, because the losing days are irrelevant as long as you keep it controlled. Now, had I lost $15,000, trying to bounce SpaceX, my loss, I mean, my win would have not even, made a dent in it. So that's the biggest thing that I try to kind of instill in you guys is okay to take a loss, man. When I first started trading, I thought that, if I lost, I was a freaking idiot. I suck. I'm a loser. And then the more I realized, like, dude, as long as the shit is controlled, who cares? I learned that most people cannot control their losses. So as long as my loss is controlled, I am doing better than 90% of other traders, right? So, it was an example on July 20th and July 21st to show you guys that I took a small controlled loss when I was wrong. And when I was right, it was 4 times larger. So really awesome opportunity yesterday on SpaceX. It did end up coming back down, but my strategy doesn't tell me to hold all day. My process doesn't tell me to sit from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. I stopped trading at 10:30, right? I stopped trading around 10:30, which kind of arguably was near the top. Seriously, So I don't need to trade every single second of every day. I don't need to trade every single stock of every day. I just need to trade the highest probability setups and take it from there. So that's the main thing to mention is there's opportunity upon opportunity upon opportunity. And I was just kind of thinking in my head yesterday, like every day that we show up, there's something happening, man. Like literally, like whether it be in small caps, whether it be in large caps, whether it be in oil, whether it be in gold, whatever the hell it is, there's always something happening. And, a lot of people may get overwhelmed by that. But to me, that's a blessing, dude. That's like every day that you come into work, you have an opportunity to make money. Like imagine you have a pizza shop and every day you show up to work, you have no customers. Like, dude, how much would that suck, right? But imagine you have a pizza shop and every single day there's people coming into your store that you could serve, right? Now, you may get stressed. It may be overwhelming. You may get tired, but who said making money was going to be fun and easy? One of the quotes I love from Bao is he's like, you're not going to fun, you're going to work, right? So when you go to work, that means you have to work. You're not going to fun time, so this is not like we're going to fun time, guys. This is we're going to work. Work is not going to be fun all the time. Work is not going to be easy all the time. But if we do it right, I mean, it's a hell of a lot of money. And that's a sacrifice I'm okay to take. I'm okay to take the sacrifice of, having this 1 hour window of being immensely stressed and immensely under pressure, immensely to perform. Because I know that if I do it right, not only am I going to make a ton of money, you guys are going to make a ton of money as well, right? So that's the thing that you have to understand is keep your losses under control. Stock selection is key. We don't need to trade every single stock that's moving, just whatever stock has the highest opportunity, and that's it. So with that being said, let's get started by building the watch list. As you guys know, the way that we build the watch list is we always go to the previous day's watch list first and build from there. So let's start there. And the reason why we always go to the previous day's watch list is because, we don't want to miss anything that's been in play. Oftentimes we forget about what's moving. We forget about what's in play. We forget about what's happening. And I found that as long as we kind of keep these stocks on our radar, as long as we kind of don't forget about it, we'll be in good shape. So first things first is BIYA. BIYA volume is dried out. Not really much opportunity there in my opinion. So probably gonna take it a little bit slow. I don't really see much opportunity there. And I feel like, I don't know, the volume is kind of dried out. It's kind of slower, so probably no opportunity there. SpaceX already did its $10 a share bounce yesterday. I don't really care about what it's going to do today. Just because it was on radar yesterday doesn't mean that I think the same trade setup is going to be there today. Remember, our plan on SpaceX was this thing was red for like 10 days in a row, right? and we were looking to join that first day that it went green. Well, it had its first day that it went green yesterday, so that's it. My trade thesis is over, my trade is over, and that's it. So I am not going to be interested in trading this SpaceX anymore, even if it bounces, even if it tanks. In my opinion, the easy predictable money was yesterday, and now it's going to be more random, and I'm not interested in random. ADBV, we saw on Monday that it kind of pushed up. Yesterday on Tuesday, didn't really do anything, and now it's kind of bouncing. You can see there's some resistance here in the 11s. It couldn't even really test that area. Now it's trying to bounce today. I mean, in a perfect world, VWAP seems a little bit too close for me. Maybe like 10 and 11-ish areas I could scale in, but I'm not too convinced on this ADBV yet because you can see it's still trading a little bit low volume. So I'll probably just wait for more info. So ADBV, there is some resistance near 11. Ideally, we push at the open, fail, and then look to join those bounces on the short side. But until then, I'm just waiting for more info. ZYBT, nothing really there, obviously. VIVK was yesterday's runner. I just ended up kind of going straight down. There were not really much borrows available on this, so after the first initial morning move, it kind of just went back down. In a perfect world, I wouldn't mind shorting a bounce, towards this 320s area, 320, 4-ish. So ideally, this kind of range, this kind of area, I'd be interested in shorting. VIVK, ideally 320 and 4 level rejection to short. So those are the stocks from yesterday. Now let's move on to the stocks we're moving today. Also, be sure to check out the most recent YouTube video that we did, the day in the life video. INM, this was a hot stock in the morning, pushed all the way from 1 to 5, dude. 1 to 5, holy hell. And just kind of came back down. I would love a bounce towards VWAP on this, like 280, 283, 330. INM, 280, 330 to short. I would love to, this is probably going to be one of my top watches today. Hopefully it just kind of bounces. You can see, guys, that my goal is to look for the broken stocks and join the trend. That's it. ZCMD, $2 stock, ramping up, nothing there. SXTC, I mean, all the way back down as if nothing happened. Can we get a bounce towards, at least 4, right? SXTC, ideally, bounces over 4 for a short. INLF, let's check the float on this. INLF, low float, has pretty heavy dilution. Daily chart kind of everywhere. So maybe a pop towards VWAP for a nail and bail. INLF, pop toward VWAP for a nail and bail short. And last but not least is LABT, main hot stock runner of the day, ignoring shorts. Main hot stock runner of the day, ignoring shorts. So pretty much top watches for me would be this INM if it bounces, and any of the other, ADBV, VIVK type things. SXTC, probably low chance of a bounce there, but pretty much, ADBV and INM is kind of my main thoughts for this morning. Anything is possible, anything could happen, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. So with that being said, one more thing before I pass it off to Steve is the broker that we use. So everyone always asks how I'm able to short these types of stocks. They have Schwab, they have E-Trade, they have TD, whatever it may be, and Webull, Robinhood. And the reality is those brokers are not specialized for this type of trading. Those brokers are more of a buy and hold type of broker. And buy and hold is more often than not the slowest way to make money, right? So you need a specialized broker for trading. And that's where Cobra Trading comes in. So Cobra has a big promo going on right now. It's the same broker that I use. It's the same broker that all of our moderators and MIC use. And if you sign up with Cobra, you will get free commissions for 30 days. You will get $500 in locate fee credits. And we're going to be selecting 5 people to come trade live with me in person in an undisclosed location, which is an awesome, awesome opportunity. And if you don't have the $10,000 minimum for Cobra, you could open up a Big Trades account, which is a sister account to Cobra, which is just $2,500 to open. And that'll give you access to $200 in locate fee credits. So yeah. So with that being said, I'm going to pass the baton over to Steve here. We're going to get started live trading here in about 9 minutes for MIC members. And we'll probably cut off the YouTube stream right before. As you guys know, sometimes I do a free YouTube stream. Last week I did a free stream. Probably going to hold off on it now. We're just kicking ass, honestly. SpaceX yesterday, Micron 25,000 on Friday. So, if you guys aren't joining, we have discounts, we have specials, we have the whole thing. But yeah, our boot camp is coming up. So that should be really fun. So yeah, let me kind of pass it over to Steve, talk about our boot camp, which is free. And then, yeah, we should get started trading here in the next 8 minutes. Thanks.
Oh, sounds good. So yeah, I want to talk about got a couple things to talk about, but first I want to talk about Orlando. So Orlando's coming up. I guess it's exactly a month, right? Today's the 22nd, so it's pretty much in a month. I get a lot of DMs on this. If you guys are platinum, obviously you can attend for free, but you sign up in the platinum channel. Let me post everything here in webinars, guys. If you guys are listening to me, come into webinars, Slack. If you don't have a membership or you're just in the live trades, email me if you guys have any questions, StephenRH1@MyInvestingClub. So you guys, if you're platinum, you could sign up for free, right? It's 100% free, but it's not going to send you confirmation. It's a Google form, so just sign up. Once you're signed up, you'll be enrolled, and then you check in when you get there. All the info, everything is in that first link that I just posted. We still have, I think it's like 5 or 6 VIP steak dinners, tickets with Alex and Bao on Saturday night. These are for a private room, nice steakhouse with a really small group. I think it's like 8 to 10 members and Alex and Bao. So, these are not only for just going to steak dinner and hanging out. These are also sponsorship tickets. So these tickets go to help us sponsor the event. So definitely sign up if you guys have any interest. Universal Studios. So I've been saying that we might have one ticket opening up. There's a really good chance that we'll have one opening up. I've given one member on the standby list a final opportunity, but I'm not sure if he's interested. Feel free to DM me if you guys want to get on that standby list. These tickets all sold out 2 months ago, a month and a half ago. Last year they sold out quick. This one possibly standby ticket will not hold for long. This is a really awesome day, you guys. I'm ruined for theme parks. I can't go to another theme park after going to Epic Universe last year because, we had a private tour. We had breakfast, lunch, dinner. We all hung out in a group, Alex and Bao, and about 7 or 8 members. We had a blast. We didn't wait in any lines. We just went with the guide right onto the rides. We said, let's do it again. Okay, let's do it another time. We just kept doing them again and again. So I don't think I could ever go to a theme park the normal way again after this kind of experience. So if you guys have any interest in that, it's also a sponsorship ticket. Reach out and I'll get you on that standby list. First come, first serve. So whoever's on the list, I'm just going to go down the list once that ticket opens up, which it looks like it will. And then, yeah, it's yours if you guys are on the list and you're next. Okay, so make sure you guys are signed up. Make sure you guys do all that kind of stuff. DM me if you guys have any questions at all. And next, I want to talk about the sale. I don't know if it's called a sale, but it's like the kind of flash sale that, Alex announced yesterday. It was a great day. All the members made money. I had a lot of DMs. I shared it privately with Alex because a lot of the members didn't want to be named publicly. They want to kind of remain more private about it. But a lot of members said yesterday was their best, day of the year. They made X amount of money. They crushed it. They paid for their whole, platinum membership in one trade. I mean, I had a lot of really, really positive private DMs on it, plus what everybody shared in public, right? So yesterday was a really great day. And as you guys know, if you guys listened in, Alex opened it up and he said, hey, if you guys, whatever the case is, if you're new, you're on a trial, whatever, if you want to upgrade today, we'll get you guys a great deal. If you guys are already on a plan, if you guys want to upgrade or pay your balance, we'll also give you a great deal. So I talked to Alex this morning and Alex decided to extend it today. So there's some members that, some of them took advantage of it. So congrats. Some of you guys were new on trials and you're like, I'm convinced. I had a DM, I could read it. It was, the member was like, I've seen all I need to see Friday and today. I'm convinced. Where do I sign, right? So the members that acted yesterday got a really great deal. So yeah, we're going to extend it today. If you guys have already talked to me or if you guys want to talk to me, just hit me up and we'll extend these kind of deals. And we're giving you guys a great deal for one-time payments or 50% down, whatever. Another thing that I was noticing and talking to Alex about this morning is we have a lot of gold members who have paid their balance in full throughout the last year. And, the renewals are either coming up or they just paid in full within the last couple of months. If you guys have any interest in getting off these renewals forever, going platinum, also DM me today, and we'll give you guys one time or 50% down kind of payment discount today. Cool. So we still got a couple minutes. Make sure you guys DM me for all that kind of stuff, right? And I'll help you guys out. But it's got to be today. So moving on, I want to talk real quick about another DM that I got while we've. The DM was about confirmation, and a lot of charts I see with the member that I talked to and member, but it's really common theme is, they're getting into a lot of trouble with too much size and even entering maybe when they shouldn't have been entering before it's confirmed. When it's front side, it's, well deviated above VWAP. It's, obviously hasn't confirmed, right? So I want to just remind you guys, that last month I shared my stats with trades, and I I'm defining confirming as, under VWAP, lower lows, lower highs. So basically a trend change, right? Not front side and essentially under VWAP with a trend change, right? So I did my stats last month and I shared my stats and it was pretty amazing, because, it was like night and day, the trades that I was getting involved in at the right time, basically backside under VWAP, or the ones that I was kind of speculating, like, some fielders and starters and hoping that was the top kind of thing, even though it was small size. Those trades were a lot more risky and the numbers showed that, right? And then Phil was kind enough to also share his stats. He ran the same numbers and he found it also a really stark difference, right? And then Toops did the same. One of our great members shared the same with his stats, shared it last week. And so I just want to remind you guys, you don't need to necessarily share your stats to prove this. You could probably look back, at some of your trades, your bigger winners and losers over the last couple of months, and you'll probably realize a pattern if you look. And just mark the ones that confirmed when you got involved or didn't confirm and you were kind of speculating. And I'm willing to bet that the money generally came the way that we've all realized it's came and the way that it's taught here for many, many years. But the stats, I just didn't know that they would be that night and day. Came after the trades confirmed, and that's where all the money came from. Where maybe they were win, but maybe they were also a bigger loss, or the opposite. So anyways, we're going to open up here less than a minute, but I think that's a really great topic and a really great point. You guys want to talk about that more, feel free to DM me and I'll be happy to talk with you guys more about it. Cool. Thanks, guys. I'll hand it back.
Thanks, team. So with that being said, we're going to end the stream now for YouTube, and we're going to continue for My Investing Club members.